I think I just found a big part of the secret on the moon and how they're hiding the structures. You're going to listen, hear me out, guys. Copernicus crater in the top left there. If the structures are burnt out here or there's no illumination, that would explain why I see the surface and that we see some clearings where we can see the piping and actual bloody structures. If the structures, they're using quantum invisibility cloaking, and look at the lines here, smoke at each end, lines and illuminated sources over and exactly on the structures. If this illumination is what's hiding the structures in the surface, and then they have the smoke over the surface, maybe that's why they're spraying now, because they have to spray certain parts so that we don't see the surface. And that's the smoke that has to be on the surface. This is pretty scary because we can see a lot of the, I use Copernicus as the example, right? Now, the illuminated bases, let's head over here. Actually, first, before the other bases, here's some other bases. But why are we seeing these in particularly? Why, Bruce, do you see those and not all of them? I'm along the Terminator line. It's stupid, guys. The darkness is casting a shadow, and it's bringing that brightness down. And then I bring the exposure down, and we see the bases and structures in the craters. So you understand the Terminator line sends darkness over top of that lit area. So that one's illuminated. You see lines going to them, which in theory, hear me out, could be what's illuminating them also. They could be producing some type of molten something, whatever, energy source, but they can distribute it across the planet. It could be the excess of what they're producing that they don't need anymore, but it's just fluorescent or it's bright. Okay, you see a black structure or two, but on the right, that white cloudy area or white reflective area can be filled with structures. And if the structures are illuminated, they can be hiding themselves quite simply with the smoke over top. There could be more structures over on the left. But as for the black structures, maybe they're not illuminated, and that's why I'm seeing this base area, because the lights are out. The bulb is out, an expression. You know what I mean? That's sort of scary. So all these objects that nobody sees beside the craters and ask me how I see them is by bringing down the light, the exposure. If that's what I have to do, it's because they're too bright or the surface is too bright. So who says that these structures are not too bright and that they're not quite simply spraying the surface in those areas that are opened up? Because look, I'm looking at one right now. This is right beside Clavius crater, and again, it doesn't really look like chemtrail planes. It looks like living organisms letting off some type of mysterious gas. Or they could be terraforming. It could be a craft. Who knows what it could be. Here's another example. The bell, the object on right under Copernicus crater, by the way. But over top, I'll get a circle up. There's a pipe that goes into Copernicus crater, but on each side of that line or tunnel or pipe or just whatever, natural or not, we see light refracting all the time. So is it a light bending technology? Because some of the objects do look see-through, but it's not that they're see-through, it's probably the light bending technology, the quantum invisibility. You have an illuminated surface. You run that all along the structures. As a matter of fact, you can build the structures right over that blinding surface. Like also the areas that are dark on the moon, that have dark towers that are in the darkness. I mean, it's deliberately made to be camouflaged. They're hiding. When you bring that light down and you zoom in really close, in the darkness, you could see high up, connecting the regions that are illuminated, are these massive lines, and it looks like there's a connector at the end of it. You can actually see it there. So again, right beside Bianchini crater, structures here, you don't see anything. You see bumps, and you can't really see anything. And it's by converting it negative, bringing down the exposure. Look at the smokes here in the craters. Now I'll be showing examples throughout the year. I can't show this all in a day. I'll go back to the base later too. Energy sources. Look at the light that's around it. It's a deliberate wall of light around it, different colors. This is all refracting off the surface. When you look at this, it's an energy source, and the lines that lead out to illuminated surface, the energy sources on the moon are illuminating the structures, and that's how they hide entire cities. It's not that complicated. Look at this image one more time. Underneath this light source, it's emanating the smoke. You can see a line leaving the top of it. an illumination to hide the lines, but look on the bottom, underneath the arrow, bottom right of the image, you could see all that smoke and haze. Quantum invisibility, a bend light. There's also structures that I've shown also, and don't worry, I will show you throughout the week more of what I mean by light bending structures. It's structures you literally see around them, but they're there, but they're like see-through. So could this base or whatever area that's obviously constructed, could some of these structures be illuminated by light sources on the moon? Is it that ridiculous as a theory? If it's not the atmosphere they're using or a lit object, well, look here alongside a crater. This is honestly the perfect example. You can see a line dug out inside where they cut out a base, but also a square rectangle. Let your eyes adjust here. Well, how about green? You'll see how much easier. Oh, now you see it, right? Now you don't. Well, now you do. That object, we can't see, we can see its shape, but we can't see exactly what it is. You see the light that's on in this crater is hiding this object. I'm showing it to you by bringing the exposure down. They're using light on the surface to hide, whether it's deliberate or not. It is hiding all the cutout. Look on the right in the image where I'm not even showing you. You can see another black line. That's all deliberately built. It's all over the surface. Just this area, I'm showing you three objects hundreds of miles wide where it's all constructed, hiding in the light. Video with Paul Sabo and Pat Crossar. Thanks for gifting out the memberships to help this channel grow. Aliens on the moon. When are they going to tell the world? Come on, Pentagon. Aliens on the moon. Aliens on the moon. And they mind it. Thank you very much for the support to this channel. Everyone, thanks for the generous contributions and thanks for watching the videos. Aliens up there on the moon. They may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are minding on the moon. Yes, they are up there. Doesn't matter cause disclosure's coming soon. Disclosure's coming soon.